If you're looking to fix a running toilet, this video is for you. A telltale sign of a fill valve problem is that the water level is at the top of and draining into the overflow pipe. Lift the fill valve arm with your finger and see if that stops the water from flowing. If it does, then the float will need to be lowered. For a Fluidmaster fill valve like this one, turn the float adjustment screw counterclockwise a few turns. Gently lift the flapper by the chain to drain out some water and let water fill the tank. The water level should stop 1/2 to 1 inch below the top of the overflow pipe. Repeat the previous steps as needed. If lifting the valve arm doesn't stop the water, then the fill valve will need to be cleaned. Turn off the water supply valve and flush the tank. Unhook the valve arm from the adjustment screw. Grab the fill tube with your right hand, and with your left hand, lift the valve arm. Twist the valve cap counterclockwise. Note the position of the valve arm, and remove the valve cap. Wipe and inspect the valve seal for damage or wear. Inspect the valve seat for damage or wear. Flush the valve by placing a cup upside down over the valve and slowly opening the water supply valve. Reinstall the valve cap in reverse order. Reposition the valve cap, grab the fill pipe, and twist the valve cap clockwise until it stops. Lift and hold the valve arm and turn on the water supply valve. Lower the valve arm to start water flow, and then lift the valve arm to stop the flow. Reconnect the valve arm to the adjustment screw. Flush the tank and verify that the running has stopped. If cleaning the fill valve didn't work, then the valve seal or entire fill valve should be replaced. In this video, we will replace the valve seal in this Fluidmaster 400 AH fill valve. We will replace it with this fill valve seal 242 for model series 200, 400, and 747. First, turn off the water valve. Next, mark the full tank water level. Gently lift the chain and flapper to drain some water out of the tank. Unhook the valve arm from the plastic float screw. Note the position of the valve arm, in this case pointing to 4 o'clock. Lift the valve arm, hold the fill tube, grasp and twist the valve cap 1/8 counterclockwise. Note the position of the valve arm, now pointing to 2 o'clock, and lift off the valve cap. Inspect the existing valve seal. This one looks in good shape, but wiping with a clean paper towel shows that it is deteriorating. Remove the existing valve seal, being careful not to bend the valve stem. Inspect the new valve seal and install it onto the valve cap. Inspect the top of the fill tube. Flush the fill tube by placing a cup upside down over the fill tube. Slowly open the water valve and allow the flow of water to clear any debris. Turn off the water valve. Note the 4 lugs in the valve cap. Line them up with the slots in the fill tube and with the valve arm at the 2 o'clock position. Hold the fill tube, lift the valve arm, grasp and twist the valve cap 1/8 clockwise until it stops at the 4 o'clock position. To test the valve seal, lift the valve arm, open the water valve, and no water should flow. Lower the valve arm and water should start flowing. Lift the valve arm again and the water should stop flowing. Turn off the water valve. Hook the plastic float screw back onto the valve arm. Turn on the water valve. Verify that the water stops filling when the full level mark is reached. Adjust the float as needed. If your toilet is running on and off or ghost flushing, this video is for you. Water leaking by the flapper is more than often the cause of the problem. The tank water level and float drop. The fill valve opens and refills the tank, and this on-off cycle repeats over and over. First, check to see if the chain is the cause of the problem. See if the chain has too much slack and is either tangled or caught under the flapper. If not, check to see if the chain is too tight and holding up the flapper. If the chain is too long or short, adjust the chain for about a ½ inch of slack. If the chain isn't a problem, turn your focus to the flapper itself. Turn off the water supply valve and flush the tank. Remove the flapper and inspect and clean the flapper seat. Then inspect and clean the valve seat. Reinstall the flapper, open the water supply valve, and let the water refill the tank. Mark the tank water level with a pencil mark. Turn off the water supply valve and check back in 15 to 20 minutes. If the water level is still at the pencil mark, the flapper and flush valve are properly sealed. If the water level is below the pencil mark, water is still leaking by the flapper and the flapper should be replaced. If you are able to do without the toilet for a while, close the water supply valve, remove the flapper, and take it to the store to find a matching replacement. Or measure the outside diameter of the flapper. If the outside diameter measures about 3 inches, it is a 2-inch flapper. If it measures about 4 inches, it is a 3-inch flapper. Take note of the brand of flapper, purchase a replacement, and install it on the flush valve. Test the flapper for proper seal as covered earlier, and if water still leaks by the flapper, the entire flush valve should be replaced. If your toilet takes too long to refill after flushing, here are 2 quick fixes you can try. The first option is to simply see if the water supply valve is partially closed. If it is, fully open the valve. Flush the toilet and see if that fixed the problem. If it did, great. If not, try cleaning the fill valve. For the common Fillmaster fill valve, turn off the water supply valve. Flush the tank. Unhook the valve arm from the adjustment screw. Grab the fill tube with your right hand, and with your left hand, lift the valve arm and twist the valve cap counterclockwise. Note the position of the valve arm and remove the valve cap. Wipe and inspect the valve seal for damage or wear. Inspect the valve seat for damage or wear. To flush out debris, place a cup upside down over the valve and slowly open the water supply valve. Reinstall the valve cap in reverse order. Reposition the valve cap, grab the fill pipe, and twist the valve cap clockwise until it stops. Reconnect the valve arm to the adjustment screw. Turn on the water supply valve and see if that fixed the problem. If it did, great. If not, I recommend that you replace the valve seal, and if that doesn't work, replace the entire fill valve.